Hi everybody, welcome to week 5 of 52 weeks of Christmas, and this is the craft we're going to work on today. It is just a glass candle holder from Dollar Tree, and then the display, the couple in the sleigh and the horse are cut out of my Cricut, and then the rest is just stamped on there. So that's what we're going to work on today. I think it turned out pretty cool. Pretty simple. Turn the light on for us. There we go. And this is just a tea light. I don't use any regular candle tea lights. I only use the battery operated ones just for safety reasons. Now this is a 4-inch. That's probably about 4.5-inch with the base, but the actual thing here is 4 inches. And like I said, I got it at the Dollar Tree. And the one I'm going to use just to do is this taller one from Dollar Tree, only because I only had one of those. But we're going to do it the same exact process, the 4-inch high one. So what I did was I started with some. And you can, if you have vellum, you can use vellum. I just didn't happen to have any vellum. So I have the tracing paper, which simulates just like vellum. It's just a little bit thinner than vellum. So I also used the Inkadoos, and it was all the tree ones. And that is number 60-31346. It's just called trees. So it's Inkadoo stamps, clear stamps, and it was the trees. I also have my plastic stamp pad. Now I pre-cut this out of my Cricut, and I honestly do not remember where I got this layout from. I know I had to weld it together because it was all separate pieces. When I welded it together, then it was one piece. You can use any type of silhouette that you want on yours. This is just what I wanted. So if you can't find something similar, feel free to use any other silhouette. I also use some pop dots to put on there. And I use the Snow Writer from Deco Art. And I use a little bit of art glitter glue. I also used Martha Stewart's Crystal Fine White Glitter. I used a StazOn Jet Black. I used a dot glue runner, but it's for vellum, so it doesn't show through. And I think that is it. Let's get started here. Now what I did was I laid out my trees how I wanted them on there. And it doesn't really matter, and I'm going to use some more than once. And I just kind of laid them out how I wanted them, and some you're going to go back in and do over top. Others I'm just going to kind of look at that to see about where I had them. And I don't think my pad's big enough for that, so we're going to start with that. Now I got to turn these upside down. There we go. And then we're just going to set that on there, get them to stick, lift it up. Now StazOn is a permanent ink. So if you use it, then you have to use I use a StazOn spray to clean it off. And and I didn't clean mine yet because I knew I was going to be doing this video, so I just waited. Alright. I'm going to give it a little breath. Make sure it's good and moist. And then we're going to stamp. And I'm going to hold it just for a few seconds, kind of press on it. Typical stamping. Now if you can't find, if those aren't in the stores, those stamps, those tree stamps might not be in the stores, but check like eBay or Amazon. Sometimes people will have those, and then you won't have to Okay, so I'm going to remove these a second. And this one is going to go back on again. At least once. I think we're going to do that right in between there a second. I'm going to put you in over here. Right in here. Kind of a little back further, and if you adjust them, some forward and some back, then you'll end up with what more realistic looking forest type. And you can use whatever kind of trees you want. If you want to use all pine trees, you can. If you want to use just whatever type you want. I just kind of wanted a mix. As you can see, this is getting up there good. Try to stay in frame there. And what we got here? Okay, I need this one. Now one of these I'm going to wait, and I'm going to stamp it after I get it on the tube, because it's going to roll around and I want to make sure that it's in there good, because once it rolls around, if you can see on the back here, this is my back side of this one, the stamp goes over top of both of those, and that was that stamp I just did. So we'll use that again later. Let's see what else we got here. And then I had the tall tree again. Maybe no, that's this pine tree. Oops, sorry. Let's get this tree back in here. Just like that. There we go. I think that's pretty good. Might try to get another one of these over here. We'll put another one of these over there. So we get this back on there. You can use as little or as much as you want. I'm just going to put this just like that. And then I'll make sure that's on the outside there. Alright. Let's take that. Yeah, not too bad. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and I'm going to take, still kind of getting dry, I'm just going to take the runner and I'm going to run it right along there, just like that. And that is going to adhere this down, just like that. Now it's a little visible, but not bad. I'm going to run this around. And I'm going to run, hope that's dry, I'm going to run some of this right along this edge here. There we go. Bring that up there tight. Match it up. Okay, now we can take this other one. And I'm going to put it on the block to get it stamped, and then I'm going to lift it off of the block. I'm going to pick it up, and because it's acrylic, I can do this. So I'm just going to carefully roll this with my thumb. Kind of press. It's a little more difficult because you don't want to mess it up and lift. That's pretty good. I'm not going to worry about that little, if I can get it to match back up here. Put a little ink on there. See if I can get that center. There we go. Ah, whoops, sorry for my arm in the way there. See if I can line this back up there. Just like that. And I'm just worried about the center of that tree there. There we go. Okay. Now these I'm going to place on an old Cricut mat. Yep. And that's all there. Give them a little spray with my StazOn here. And then they can just sit until I'm all done. Alright. So now I got that. Now I'm going to take my writer. And you could use stickles as well. You don't have to use the writer. Make sure it goes down in there. Now I'm just going to start creating some snow. It's not down in there very far. Just thin kind of bands of snow. And try to make it look like drifts. Now I'm going to extend out and bring it down. Bring some like that. I'm going to keep my hand high enough so that I don't get anything on there. And you just want to kind of make it look like drifts coming out on angles. Turn that. And I just kind of go under the main trees there. Sorry if there's any glare. It's kind of hard to not have any glare. And get some there. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just going to continue. Like I said, I kind of make sure the base of the trees have some, and then go up from there to make it look like there's drifting snow. And I'm going to like that one too. A little bit of drifting snow. Now it says this takes about 2 hours to dry, but the other one dried pretty fast. Alright, so now I'm going to take my glitter. Let me cover that there a second. I'm going to take my glitter. Open it up. And I'm doing it over top of a piece of paper so I can dump it back in my jar. We're just going to sprinkle some of this on there, give that a little sparkle. Now the reason I put pop dots on the horse and the sleigh on the silhouette there is because I wanted to stay above that snow that I had put on previously. If I don't put it on first, then I can't get to those other trees. Just tapping, and I will take care of this in a minute. I need to take care of it right now. Just get down there so I'm not making a mess. There we go. Alright, so now let's pop these dots off here. Now I also, this is where I use the art glitter glue, is on these dots also. Now, you know, I got quite a few on here, but I wanted it to be able to go around that curve on the glass. So I'm just going to put a dot on each one of there, and the tackiness of the pop-up will help adhere it right away, and then the art glitter glue will help it stay for a longer term. And when you get sick of this, or after the season, you can just pull it right off. So carefully I'm going to hold this jar without touching anything, and I believe I want my horse right there, and I'm going to run the sleigh pretty close to the bottom edge there, and the horse's feet too. And I'm just going to start pressing. Give everything a little. And you might have to go back and press it again to get it to stick. There are lots of pop dots. about it. Make sure it's popped down there. There we go. Now, I'm going to bring this back in, and I'm going to run a bead of this right along the runner of the sleigh. There we go. Touch the horse's hoofs there and there. The other two are up. Get back my glitter. Put it up. Oops, I don't want that much. Just want that. There we go. Tap that. And we got it all the way around. And you just set it aside and let it dry. Set this aside a second. We'll light the candle. Now this is pretty deep, so I have to reach in there a little bit. There we go. There. All right. And that is that. You can use, like I said, any type of tree, any type of shadowed silhouette you want. That is just the one I picked. And if I can figure out where I got it from, I will go back in and put that in edits. But I looked around, I couldn't figure out where I got it from. So we're going to set that aside. We'll put the light back in this one here. I'll turn the light back off. And there we go. And that's the end of the video. And I hope you'll come back again. Again, this is week 5 of 52 weeks of Christmas. My name is Deanna, and I hope if you like my video, or if you're curious to follow along for my 52 weeks, that you'll subscribe to my channel. And if you watch this, if you give me a thumbs up or a like, I would really appreciate it. And you have a good evening. Bye.